Okay, well, as usual with these things, I'm just messing around here just a tad, seeing that everything works the way it's supposed to. Um, there appears to be this new screen in YouTube for watching these things. Let's see here. Um, hey, I've got 0 viewers right now, which is interesting because usually I have one. Usually I'm watching me, um, which I guess is the ultimate example of social distancing or self-distancing, right? If you're doing video with yourself. Um, but let's see here. There's this button that says go to live control room or watch video. But I'm looking at the video right now. Also, it's telling me I'm legally required to comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, and I'm obligated to tell you if my live stream is made for kids. And I've already said it's not, so I continue to get asked this. I don't know why. Do I have to do it every single time? Um, that would be a bummer. Well, not a bummer. I mean, I'm all for protecting children. I think COPPA is a good idea, but still. Let's see. New streamlined. Live control room is the new way to go live. Live control room combines our classic desktop streaming tools, Stream Now and Event, with new and improved features like dark mode, highlight clipping, which I don't think I have, managed scheduled streams, and more. I don't wanna. Oh, okay, now one person is watching me, I guess, I suppose. Technology, am I right? Um, if I do this, or this, oh, I think that's okay, there's watch video and go to live control room. And I don't want to go to live control room. And I think watch video just takes you to the live stream page. Um, but in theory, you can see this, and it's on my site, which broke briefly. One thing that I've noticed about WordPress is a tendency for plugins to sometimes just decide to not work, and you got to delete and reinstall them. That's nothing new. I'm sure you all know this. But since I'm a staff of one, I don't have people monitoring it all the time. I do think, I mentioned in my last live stream that I've been getting just a phenomenal number of hits coming from China and Japan lately, and I have no idea why that is. But speaking of China and Japan, COVID-19 got a little bit closer to me this week. I'm not experiencing any symptoms, but someone in my circle of people that I know may have it and is being tested for it. So that's a little unsettling, to say the least. I wish them well, but they're also young, so hopefully the ramifications aren't as bad as if they were older. One thing I keep hearing is, despite the fact that everybody's getting it, I do try to follow reputable news sources. I'm not going to name them because I'm sure that all one of you watching or potentially in comments later on might tell me that I'm wrong. But while it is terrible, while the symptoms are terrible, people keep saying that for the vast majority of people who get it, it's not a big deal. It's just that a lot of people get it and it spreads really easily. So here's hoping that this person I know is part of the vast majority of people. That's all I can say. I do miss my family. I wish I could go down there and see them. Well, technically I can. There's nothing stopping me from doing it. But one thing that is interesting is I have a friend right now who lives and works in Shanghai, China. And we chatted last night about what's going on over there. And one of the things he talks about, and to be fair, Shanghai is a bustling metropolis and not representative of all of China, which is true of I'd say any country. I mean, there are certainly parts of the U.S. that you could describe as not being quite the bustling metros that, say, Los Angeles and New York are. But having said that, in Shanghai, one of the things they did was they basically said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that if you leave Shanghai, the city, and then you come back, you have no choice but to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. So an example of that is myself here in Los Angeles. If I were to leave Los Angeles and go down to Orange County to see my family and then come back up to Los Angeles, I would have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. That it would just be the rule. And anyway, my friend in Shanghai said that this was one of the ways that China worked to get things under control and flatten their curve. So I suppose that's one of the things that you can do when you're run the way China is. One thing I've been noticing around where I live in the San Fernando Valley, and nearby me there is a run, walk, bike path that is really lovely and always has been. And as you may or may not have heard about Los Angeles, all one of you who is probably me watching right now, but the mayor has basically shut down all the popular spots for people to go run or walk or bike and be seen, because that's kind of a big thing here, I guess. Places like Runyon Canyon, Silver Lake Reservoir, Griffith Park. Anybody who's spent 3 minutes on Instagram sees nothing but people posing in activewear at any of these locations. But the run, walk, bike path near where I live has remained open. And there's not a whole lot of social distancing going on there. And it's still, on the one hand, I get that people are using it to kind of maintain their health and their sanity by going for walks while working from home, or if God forbid they don't have a job right now, just getting out and breathing fresh air. There's just a lot of people out there, and for the most part, they're not keeping their distance. Just yesterday, I had to go for a walk. I had spent all day indoors, and I would see. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I'll give it a shot. Well, there. 3 people just kind of walking down the street like that, and it's never a good idea to make assumptions, but they don't look like people that were living together. They look like people who got together to go for a walk, and just these clusters of people that you'll see. Granted, you will see families out there. You'll see a mom and a dad and 2 or 3 kids, and you can pretty safely assume that they are living together, but then they are also going out and they are using this path, and so is everybody else. So I really wonder just how long it's going to be before we see fences go up around that. Sorry, I couldn't seem to set my phone down. Work for me continues to be busy, and fortunately, I think I mentioned in the last video, I am able to do basically everything from home. So, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've been a little remiss in terms of sticking with my hobbies and my site and stuff like that. And it's fundamentally out of the fact that I've really just been trying to make my place where I live functional as an office and a place to live, and a place where I don't need to leave often. But yeah, perhaps this weekend I will finally have found time to do other things. I'm pretty content with the way things are set up right now. There's one or two more things that I'd like to get to make it work, but these days, Amazon Prime, through no fault of their own, I mean, being a Prime member, they are advertising to you like it's good that you'll get what you order in a month, and they're certainly prioritizing medical supplies and things that people need versus things that people want. And obviously, the issues that they're having at their warehouses, I think that it's definitely a tough balancing act for them. I heard yesterday there was a walkout at one warehouse and they fired the person that organized it. That was unfortunate on a lot of levels. But yeah, point being that I think I need to be content with my setup as it is for the time being. Having said that, one thing that is of particular interest is the fact that, up until about a month ago, Amazon was the only game in town for e-commerce and fulfillment and getting things and ordering things online. I mean, it was like that's where you went. And what I have noticed is that now everyone else, every other online retailer I can think of is beating Amazon at this game. Like everybody else can ship stuff to you overnight. You pay for it, you do, but it's really not all that bad. So yeah, if you need AV stuff, for instance, used to be Amazon you would go to. Now B&H is right up there, although they've got their skeletons in the closet too. All you got to do is look them up and you'll see a thing or two. For audio, Guitar Center, Sam Ash, they're shipping stuff like gangbusters. No issues at all. Next day. So there are certainly pros to this, which is that the competition is getting a chance to shine during all of this, and there is something to be said for that. Am I still going, or am I just rambling to myself? I kind of feel like, well, yep, apparently I still am. So anyway, I guess that's kind of the point of this, is just to ramble and talk. I haven't been putting up videos lately, and that's based on what I was saying a second ago, which is just that I've spent so much time trying to just calibrate my space and yeah, I'm not going to show you what is directly to my left and your right. Do I have that right? I'm just waiting for the video to catch up with me. Yes, I do. Okay. It's funny watching the feed. It takes a second. But yeah, there's let's just say that there's kitchen implements right over here. And the bathroom is right there. And normally this space is my workbench for other things. So I now have two 27-inch monitors. I've stacked my work computer and everything else underneath them. I found a piece of plywood to extend this workbench outward so I could fit a keyboard onto it. It's been pretty nuts just sort of getting things going here, but I am also very fortunate to still have a job. I don't want to for a second downplay that, and I guess my point is that if you do make the most of it working from home, if you work in retail, or food and beverage, I should say, definitely protect yourself. Every restaurant that I've gone to, that's another thing, is that I continue to try to support local restaurants and bars to the best of my ability. So they're all doing takeout. They've all put up that barrier with a table so that to keep you away from them and them away from you. And so what I've seen is restaurants being very, very responsible, so to speak, at least here in LA. And so, yeah, I am dining out more than I should or want to, but just, trying to keep things rolling in terms of the economy. I don't want this place to just go completely down the tubes. All right. Well, and to that point, I still get my morning coffee. Still one wheel out and get coffee. So that is, well, there's another reason for that, which I may have mentioned before, which is that I literally do not have room for a coffee maker in my place at the moment. Um, maybe, maybe at some point I can find room. I can. There's room over there. I could do it. I could do it. I could get a coffee maker. It's just more money, right? It's been spending a lot of money. Ah. Oh, look at this in the window. Don't show these tips again. I don't need these tips. Oh wait, optional features? Uh, no, I don't want that. Um, okay, I'm gonna say don't show these tips, and then cool. Okay. Okay, I know this is probably really exciting for you right now. I'm ADDing here just a tad. Um, but work also starts for me in about how many minutes? 10 minutes. So I should probably go now. Um, let's see. Well, you know what? Since I'm wrapping this up, I'm going to go to live control room. I'm curious what that looks like. It okay? Uh, no, don't like this. This is bad. Going back. Going back. Now it says I'm offline. Did I do that? According to this, no, I'm still online. Whew. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're sticking with the OG. So, although at this point I'm curious, I really do hope this is showing on my site. It was broken, and I'm just too lazy right now to take a look. Maybe I should? Nah. But I would love to know who this one person is if it's not me. Okay, I said don't show these tips again, and they're showing them again. There we go. Okay. Well, guys, or guy, or lady, I guess that's it for now. So, see you soon.